Warrior, a class known to charge into battle and tank any damage thrown at them. These fierce combatants can win any fight on their own using the powerful weapons they wield. Today we will take a fresh look at this formidable melee tank as we try to add something new to its arsenal. Welcome back to episode 3 of Hearthstone Classes Revisited. For this class revisit, I've got a couple of new mechanics for the warrior class. We have a new class resource, the return of an old mechanic, and a new keyword for weapons. For starters, let's tackle the new resource available to warrior, Rage. A warrior's rage is one of their greatest strengths, and in Hearthstone we don't really see this idea explored too much. So I designed a system to translate the rage mechanic from WoW into Hearthstone. To start, warriors now have a rage meter right underneath their mana bar. This meter is split into 4 levels of 5 rage each, meaning you can reach a maximum of 20 rage built up at any given time. To fill the rage meter, a warrior needs to get mad. This can be done with cards that generate rage, and by dealing or tanking damage with your hero. Whenever your hero is damaged, you gain that much rage, and whenever you deal damage with your hero's attacks, you gain rage equal to the damage dealt. Different playstyles may focus on gaining rage in different ways. Aggressive decks may put the pressure on their opponents, running big weapons to ensure they can deal heavy damage each turn, while slower decks may tank a lot of damage, trading into minions to gain their rage. One thing to keep in mind is that rage is a resource that is not spent. Instead, it is lost in a mechanic called Rage Decay. Normally, 10 rage is lost at the end of your turn. However, your Rage Decay is lowered by the total amount of rage gained after the end of your last turn. So, for example, if you gain 4 rage during your opponent's turn, and 2 rage during your own turn, you will only lose 4 rage at the end of this turn. You may be wondering, if rage isn't spent, then what do I do with it? The answer can be found with the return of the rage keyword. This old keyword from Hearthstone's past is back in a new form. Cards with Enrage now have an effect that only happens if you have a specific amount of rage, much like the recent keyword Mana Thirst. Enrage cards come in 4 different tiers for each level of the rage meter. For example, an Enrage 1 card will require you to have filled the first quarter of your rage meter. Enrage 2 will require the first half, etc., etc. The intent of the rage system is to have warriors keep a constant focus on their rage throughout the game, ensuring they always have enough to gain the benefits from their powerful Enrage cards. Now the last mechanic I have to show off is a brand new keyword specific to weapons. But before we get into that, just want to say if you're enjoying this concept so far, be sure to like the video and comment on what class you'd like to see next. Helps this growing channel a lot. Now let's talk about one of my favorite mechanics I've designed for these videos, defensive weapons. With most weapons in Hearthstone, the utility either comes from the attacks you make with them, or any specific abilities they have. With defensive weapons, their utility comes from their efficiency at clearing boards and protecting your hero. A weapon with a defensive keyword remains active during both players' turns, meaning minions that attack your hero receive retaliation damage equal to the weapon's attack. But whenever your hero is attacked while you have one of these weapons equipped, it does still lose 1 durability to ensure they do not stay up forever. These work great with the new rage mechanic, as during your opponent's turn, you will gain rage for any damage dealt to your hero along with the damage your defensive weapon deals to each minion that attacked you. That once again brings us to the end of the video. Really hope you enjoyed this one. I personally am a huge fan of how the defensive weapons turned out. If you want to see more, you can check out these videos revisiting the Warlock and Mage classes. Anyways, that's all I've got for you. Hope to see you again soon.